Okay, boys and girls, I just wrapped up the session. It's action-packed, it's full of bad beats, and in the end, we battle against our own Bobby James, and please tune in to see what happens. Yeah, again, this is probably a mediocre call. Here we flop one pair and a wrap. Definitely hand I would check in a normal setting, but we want to have the chips flying around. 0 spades, which is definitely not great. We're all in. We're running at once, of course. Set. It's not a bad hand to be all in against. We do lose our hand. How different is that from 6-max? I assume we play more hands. You have assumed correctly. Yeah, you play quite a bit wider, and of course you have money in the middle as well, so that only adds to how many hands you're supposed to play. 4 betting or close to folding. Overpair and a couple of backdoors. It's pretty terrible flop. We're praying for 1 fold. 1 fold it is. 65%. Wow. That's better than expected. It's definitely better than expected. Every friendly game. Let's move on to the next hand. Flip a 6. Might be a nice one to check behind. Card Maniac is already leading. I think we're just calling and most likely never folding. You're not there. We don't need that much protection, and we can definitely value cut ourselves by betting our 6. So I think checking behind is kind of nice. Zero should have a pretty strong hand as well. Does bet 1/3. We don't fill up. It's probably close. I'm gonna check behind, but 5-8. Wow. Wow. Look at him. Let's see. Your recommendations was to start with Pilo MTTs only after we get to Pilo 200. Yeah, your level of play should be higher than the average MTT guy. We wake up with the Ace, King, King. We're gonna jam it in. Let's see how we're doing. 44%. That's less than we hoped for, but we do get there on the river. Harps is saying, I met you in the Bahamas. I came up and said, I love your vlogs. Hi man, I do remember. It's always nice when people come up. I think maybe people think it's annoying or weird, but it's kind of nice to meet people that are watching the stream. Open call, it's the dream. Squeezing the Ace King in 5. Initial razor folds. We flip super strong, of course. I think something along these lines is kind of nice for my range. And now I think we want to check with the Ace 5 every now and then. See if we can get our opponent to fold. It's probably close for a value shove. Does call. Oh, we get paid. We get paid. Very nice line, I think. Yeah, so as you can see, within the madness, we're still trying to play some poker. Go for a sneaky check raise. Our hand is very vulnerable. With the 2 5s in our hand, we do block opponents from having the same hand with redraw. We're all in. It's run at once, baby. Good luck. Oh my god. I might be in very bad shape. We have 22%, 45. Oh, 0%. Too bad. All in with King Jack. We're ahead. Okay. I'll take it. Do you have a main site for studying No Limit Hold'em? I haven't studied much No Limit Hold'em on public training sites, but I used GTO Wizard, and it must be one of the best pieces of software out there. It's super impressive what you can do, and also they're light years ahead in No Limit Hold'em when it comes to software, so kind of nice. This beauty on table number 4 is King 7-5 double suited. Going to shove here. 2 faults, that was what we were hoping for. Ron van der End is asking, do bomb pot tables change your strategy by any way or just a juicer? Not sure what just a juicer means, but when playing bomb pots you have to play completely differently than you are playing in normal games. Yeah, it's funny because you go to the flop with 100% of your range, so it's kind of easier to calculate how many times people have the nuts on a straight board or something. But I won't give too much away. It's a pretty big flop for our hand. 3-way. Just hoping for 1 fault. Would be pretty amazing already. Pretty sure my opponent would have called already if I had a higher flush draw. Let's see. 7. 36%. It's 88. Looks like this. Wow, it's a king. That's not us. Too bad, too bad. Pick up side pot and a squeeze, which input potentially is nice. Yeah, we're flipping. Flipping and speedy, that's usually tough, but we get there on a river. Sitting on 2 buy-ins. Chip and a chair. Chip and a chair. Start with an open. Big call from cube poker. Could be a lower pair, could be some suited connector type of hand. Ball home with the lead, the snap lead. It's fairly interesting. I mean, this board is strong and good for him. I think with the ace of hearts and the king, can go wrong with raising and then shoving. Guess with the overpair with the flush blocker we wouldn't shove here, but not expecting too many folds, but I think we just run our equity. King Jack. Yeah, makes sense. It's gonna be a day like this. Good luck, Pillow. Frank Elf from Cologne. Started loving Pillow in 2024. You're my example. Love your explanation. Play micro stakes, but it's profitable. Nice, man. Very happy for you. Don't overextend yourself on playing poker. I see a pretty hand there. Table number 4. 10 big blinds. In the meantime, we have to go to the other table. Kenny, I would love to play 5-card heads up on mid stakes against you. I've been in the lab and ready to face you. I'll be sitting ready at the 25.50 tomorrow morning. You're more than welcome. It's going all in. Let's see. Let's hope for an unpaired hand. Well, we have a higher pair. Flop a set. It's the kind of run you go on for winning a tournament. Let's speak it into existence. Move over to table number 4. It's the kings. 16, 15 big blinds deep. Super strong hand that stacked that, but playing PLO of course, so we had him absolutely crushed. He's got a 9 and an ace as an out. It's a jack. A safe. Penny, please be more aggressive in today's poker games. You gotta be much more aggressive. Hanzo, you're welcome to join me at my heads up table and show your aggression. Table number 4. It's a nice hand to go all in against. Flipping. No, we're in pretty bad shape. No reload button either, so we're out of the tournament. Thanks for putting up with this HQ content for free, you're the man. Thank you. Thank you, sir. To check it back, unfortunately, it works a little bit differently with the blind versus blind and with limit Omaha versus no limit hold'em. We thought bluff with the bottom of our range in this situation. Here I think it can be nice to click it back. Call is not really a great option, and I think it works okay in this situation. Confuses your opponent as well. We do river. Currently playing 2k, 5k, no limit heads up with VIP and winning 85.42 big blinds over 5k hands. Wondering how to keep VIPs happy and playing in today's EV hunting environment. I mean, that kind of EV it's definitely possible heads up, and it just means that most likely your game is gonna dry out. You're just winning at too high of a rate, so not sure what you can do to save the game. I think it's just best to play it until it dries up. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that gamble for a lot of money and they keep coming back to the casino, so there's no reason that they don't want to lose it at a poker table. I would think there's a lot of ICM pressure here on the left, but we're so far from being paid, especially me, that I think we just want to open this hand. Pretty important flop coming. This kind of flop I hit harder than my opponent. Surely he's gonna call pretty strong. We have a pair, a gut shot, and a double back, the flush draw. And I would say a whole lot of full equity, but a little bit of full equity might be more precise. Blinds going up. Now we put ourselves in a position where we double up. We're actually chip leading the tournament. Oof. Queen 4-4. Very playable hand. That's a nice thing about flat calling. You can get away from this flop. Yeah. Betting or checking, it's super close actually. It's entirely likely that my opponent's checking back a straight. I think I gain more from checking and then getting it in than from getting it in myself. So here we're just hoping that my opponent doesn't have jack 10. Of course, 10-6 or 5-6 is kind of the same. Does call. 6-7 are out of the tournament. It's unfortunate, but once the queen hits, I don't think we can get away. Okay, moving on. We shove here, kind of saying we have a pocket pair or something. I think we cannot really go wrong here. My opponent does hit the river. Uh-oh. Ace on the flop and my dreams are shattered. Out of the 1k, I think it doesn't really mean no. I'm going to call here. Check raise there, but gonna risk it to win that hand. Do you plan to retire? What are your plans for the future poker, or maybe something else, something different? I'm gonna push really hard, and depending on how well I do this year, if I push super hard this year and I won't be able to reach the, let's say, top 5 heads up in the poker world, I think it's a nice time to stop. Only not ace queen. He lost. I thought Pirlo was brutal in terms of swings, but do you do any other kinds of gambling? In general, I don't enjoy betting that much if I don't think I'm winning money in the long term. So usually when I bet, it's either poker or sports betting, like things that you actually can have an edge in. And then in the casino, I don't really enjoy it. My experience in Vegas was terrible when it comes to gambling. Going to rip it in with the ace jack. He might be in good shape here. There's a couple of tone hands that are weaker than ours. Ace 6. The dream. No 4, no 6. No 4, no 5, no 6. That's us. Why not? Another great question from Maddox. How much poker content do you consume entertainment-wise? Quite a bit. I actually watch Bobby's channel quite a bit. I think he has very entertaining stuff. Oof, we wake up with that. My favorite big slick, spades. Just ripping it in or going to 4 big blinds, both fine. Just gonna pull a ripski. That is very bad for us. Flip a king. Okay, that's how easy it can be. Almost jinxing myself there. Not afraid. We're not afraid. That's very important. We are never afraid. Calls here. I think we have enough. Okay, squeeze spot. Quick fold from back to the game, which is nice. He chucks his flat calls with the king jack insta call on the flop. Yeah, then it becomes a maybe less of a good squeeze, but still pretty good. I would reckon. He's super wide, so he just has to fold a bunch there. Which football club do you support? I'm not a huge football fan anymore. I was back in the day. I think Ajax is the club to support in the Netherlands, but they're doing terribly. I am from Breda, so I did go to a couple of the matches of North Breda, but I'm far from a hardcore hooligan. Jack is calling in the big blind is 8 against ace queen, queen flop. 6 on the turn. King on the river. That. Call, no need to raise. In position. Put me all in here. Ace 3 is it? Not even that high in my range. Most likely just facing a set here. Just check to my stomach. Even naked ace jack I'm not doing that well against. Ace jack 35%. That's a pretty bad score for step down on the bubble. We do get there. We do get there. Should probably be very ashamed. So here we have a funny situation. Seemingly people are not really to fight back. They should though. Lead from my opponent. Here the nets. And then he has king king, which he kinda never has. King 8. He's ripping the kings now. Yeah, we're not gonna fold. Wow. That's a disgusting hand. Okay. Who cares the tournament? Oh, that's really disgusting. BGP joining the table, talk about wheel hunting. Should be tough for him to have air now. Flat call. We had this trade with a flush draw. This is also our turn for BJP. 5%. Have to bill here. I think that's pretty decent. Cross all in 10-8. Probably has equity. Top set. Free flow, but I'm gonna give him the chance to stack off can shove into him. Not super sure about it, but I should have a decent amount of equity. And we trapped Bobby. Trapped him, and I can vote for Melker. Couple of nice hands. He's betting. I think we're just calling. Playing as a king high flush. 4-5. He's not betting that on a turn. Just safely shove. Thanks, Bobby, for the action. That's it for the stream. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.